y'all, this is Jonquel Jones.
This is Mike Strong with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yo, it's your boy Buddy Hield. This is Josh the Kid Chisholm.
Clay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors.
And you are logged into
10th year seniors.
10th year seniors.
10th year seniors.
10th year seniors.
You're logged in with 10 year senior.
You dig?
Welcome to the Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo, and I have no idea what's going on with Junkanu, but I'm just going to go ahead and say everyone is right.
And I'm John Mark, and surprisingly, there's technology over here in Chile.
I don't understand why you would do your people like that. Like, that is an insane thing for you to say. If anything, you need to be propping your people up. Like, you have Chilean flags all over your house. You're a diplomat.
I mean, as we know, we were on vacation, so I totally tuned out of everything. And now I have to get back to the real world, unfortunately.
I got to let the public know that y'all don't understand. John is a trooper. This man is on what I would like to call an extended vacation. And he is like, no, I am going to do this show. I need to stay connected to the public, even though I have no idea what's going on because I am in a whole other hemisphere. I don't know what's happening, but I am going to be a part of the show, and the public appreciates you.
I know enough what's going on. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, so as we begin every show, we want to talk about what the lead of the show is, and I think the lead story has to be the manufactured drama around the LA Lakers and what's going on in their offseason. So if you haven't heard, of course, DeAndre Ayton's the biggest name available right now because Luka Doncic and LeBron James aren't. I guess I don't even know what to call it at this point because they're active participants, but just they don't seem to really be a part of the entire training camp preseason process for whatever reason. So Ayton was doing the media scrum, and he was asked by one of the reporters, you know, what does it feel like working alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic? What have you learned? And Ayton said, I haven't worked alongside them. And I think that caused everybody's ears to perk up like, well, what do you mean? That seems like a kind of a strange thing, right? You were the big free agent acquisition. You were seen as the third piece. How have you not worked with them yet? Was that strange to you, or is this much ado about nothing?
I think like it's nothing, because what is the big surprise? Luka just lost 300 pounds, right, over the summer working out. Then you have Luka playing Eurobasket, so you know he's been playing basketball, been in basketball shape. So it's not like he hasn't been playing basketball. And LeBron's just been doing his off-court stuff, making decisions, that's one thing I'm out the loop. What was that about? I just saw he was making a decision.
We got plenty of time to get to that because we need to go a whole 15-minute segment on just that alone and what he did to I feel like that was emotional abuse what LeBron did, and that wasn't fair. But anyway, so here's my thing with, and I get what you're saying, but at the same time, to me, I don't know. Someone was confused in this situation, right? Because I don't know if Ayton misinterpreted what they were saying, or there was just a disconnect somewhere, because I think the next day JJ Redick was like, well, that's not true. DeAndre and Luka were on the court working together. And then in the videos of practice, you see that LeBron's there taking jump shots, not a full participant, but he's there taking jump shots. The way that it was kind of framed was as if LeBron and Luka aren't there at all, and they're just not doing anything. And I thought that was strange, because I'm like, if you're a team leader and you're trying to bring this new person into the fold, and we all know what the expectations for the Lakers are, I would assume that they would be there. Even if you kind of hurt and you're not a full participant, you're there just doing the leadership thing. So I thought that kind of thing would have been weird if they weren't doing it, though.
I mean, I understand. I feel like it's something where Aiden's like, I haven't played with them yet. Like, you remember, practice and playing is two different things. Like, when you play and when you're in practice, you're with the same guys, you know what you're running. People are cheating a little bit when it comes to the plays to try to get an upper edge. Honestly, this is not a big deal. This is basketball. They're professional basketball players. Watch, when Luka comes and LeBron comes, I know LeBron's missing a couple games. That wasn't a part of his decision, but he's missing a couple games at the beginning of the season. But once those guys are there, DeAndre is going to be a 16 to 18 point a game player with 12 rebounds. Like, There's no doubt in my mind.
Do we think this has any implications on team chemistry? So for me, I think the biggest deal, okay, we all know the Lakers are playing for the postseason. You have to operate as if we have to take full advantage of whatever LeBron's window is, whether it's a year, whether it's 2 years. So it's strictly postseason, not even just postseason, it's championship or bust. That's what their mindset has to be. So obviously the regular season is going to be less of a big deal. Is it just that? Is it, you know what, we're not as focused on this, and we're just looking ahead to the end of the year?
Well, one of my favorite things with LeBron is always going to be, call me when we're in the playoffs. And I feel like that's the attitude that they're having now. It's just going to be like, wait to the playoffs and we'll see where it comes from there, because the regular season is going to come. We're going to see how these teams are. Everyone's saying OKC is going to win. The Warriors are now at a different level. We'll see how the season progresses. And once the season progresses, we'll know if they make the playoffs, if they're going to contend or not. That's all it is. It's just get to the playoffs.
So for DA, I think if you don't have those two guys there, then obviously this means, well, this is what I thought it would mean headed into the preseason. And there was a lot of people that had a lot to say about Ayton in the preseason, because me and you were probably two of the biggest supporters of this deal when it happened, like in the world. Outside of anybody with the last name Ayton, it was probably us right after that. And I feel like we still have to convince people of why this is going to work. So, after that first preseason game, when he only scored one, I was hearing it from everywhere. People were already ready to abandon this entire thing.
It's a preseason game. Who cares? People aren't even playing the real players. They're playing vanilla schemes. You're not really into the system. I don't get it. They just have to chill out. Aiden has proven throughout his career what the numbers he has. He's averaging a double-double his entire career. You have to tell me otherwise when it comes in this basketball circle, how he's not going to help the team. You're crazy. It's just because people don't like LeBron. People hate the Lakers. And it's like, oh, Aiden's never done anything. Aiden's done a lot in his career. And all he could do is propel this team. He doesn't have to be the third option. He could be the fourth option. He's still going to get 18 and 12.
You know what I don't want him to do, though? I don't want him to do that thing where he just acquiesces too much. And I think that's what he did in the first preseason game, where he was like, I'm just going to play defense. I'm just going to block shots and do whatever they need me to do. Because he had 8 boards. He had 2 blocks. Yes, you have to do those things. But one of the things we did talk about is we think he can be a primary scorer or even a secondary scorer when one of those guys goes out. And that's what I wanted to see him do with the preseason guys. In game 2, he did make an effort to take more shots, but I did not like that look in the first preseason game where he only had 2 shot attempts. I was like, DA, what are you doing?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I think regardless of what it is, people are going to put DA in a box, and he's going to be in a lose-lose situation. Oh, he didn't take enough shots. He wasn't aggressive. Or, oh, he's hogging the ball. He's too aggressive. He only got those things because Luka and LeBron aren't there. So regardless of what happens, people are going to complain. Bahamians are going to complain. Laker fans are going to complain. That's why I believe Bahamians love the Lakers so much, because they know how to complain and they're great at it.
It's a conglomeration of complaining. That is, you know what? That actually make a whole lot of sense, because that is the favorite thing of a Bahamian to do, and it is the favorite thing of a Laker to do. But that comes along, and we'll get to this when we talk about Jazz later, but that comes along with when you go to one of these teams with these kind of fan bases, with that kind of history, you're going to get these people who want the instant gratification every single time. Because the second preseason game, when he had 8 and 8 in, I think it was like 14 minutes, they wasn't saying anything at all. It was more of a, okay, well, that's what you're supposed to do. So it's kind of you damned if you do, you damned if you don't kind of thing for DA as a Laker.
DA knows exactly what he has to do, and he knows exactly why he chose the Lakers. Because remember, this is the first time in his career he was able to pick a team. Trust me, every team in the league wanted him because they knew he was going to be an $8 million a year player with a player option coming up. DeAndre is a bargain. He is not going to fail. I don't care what anyone says. He's going to be great, and then he's going to sign a big deal after this season.
They do their third preseason game. They do play the Warriors again on Sunday. What do you think for him? The first game, like we said, he took a step back. Second game, he was a little more aggressive on the offensive end. Third game, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I think he puts the full offensive repertoire on display. I think he realizes that I don't want to be in the headlines for talking about that kind of stuff about whatever LeBron and Luka's doing. So let me give y'all something to really talk about and show y'all. Listen, if they're not on the floor, this is going to be my team. I think he's going to go in there and have one of those huge first quarters.
So you're talking about around a 12.6 rebound first quarter to shut up the haters.
Yeah, something to give you a little taste of, listen, when these minutes, you could extrapolate these minutes and imagine what a full game would look like, or just showing you when those two guys, you could rest both of them, and I can run this offense with Austin Reeves and Gabe Vincent, and we could be rolling. I think Ayton's gonna have one of those kind of games.
But yeah, I mean, I don't care what happens in the preseason because that doesn't really mean anything. We all know that.
Okay, usually I would agree with you. And usually I think preseason doesn't matter. But I think when you go to a new team, so preseason kind of matters this year for all of our guys when you think about it, right? Because this is obviously a new situation for DA. VJ is a contender for Rookie of the Year. I don't care what you tell me about Cooper Flag. VJ is a Rookie of the Year contender. And then this is Buddy's first preseason with the Warriors. So, I mean, it's kind of uncharted territory for everyone at this point.
No, this would be Buddy's second preseason with the Warriors. But this is Jimmy Butler's first preseason with the Warriors, where now we've seen what they can do at a full strength. So, I mean, honestly, I think people are just blowing out of proportion. I'm excited for the regular season. I've lived enough basketball to see preseason and not care anymore and just say, hey, let's get to the big show.
Yeah. So VJ did not play Friday night. Let's go to some of the other Bahamian preseason action. VJ didn't play Friday night against Orlando. 76ers saying we've seen enough. Is he going to make another appearance this preseason? What would you do?
I would say this, right? So I don't know if it was the Bleacher Report or there was some, GM anonymous survey of who was going to win awards, right? Shout out to the 3% saying VJ is going to win the award because they're going to look really, really smart at the end of the day. Because I'll be honest with you, I feel that VJ has all the tools to be the Rookie of the Year, especially with the injury that happened to McLean.
Yeah.
It's destined for him to now start. And you hear the rumblings now of Nick Nurse might start a 3-guard lineup.
I'm not gonna lie.
Which is insane.
In those preseason games, and the results of preseason games don't matter. But just watching the actions on the floor, watching how, you want to see certain things, right? And especially from a rookie player, like the aggression that VJ had, no matter how many misses it was, the aggression is what you wanted to see because he was playing it like he was playing in game speed the whole time. He wasn't trying to be too cool. He was like, I am going out there to make an impression because this is just how I play all the time. So it's really a matter of rotation and a matter of him beating out people for spots on the floor. The problem is them re-signing Quentin Grimes. Because of that, I'm still kind of unsure where he's going to fit into the rotation and how the minutes are going to be distributed.
I feel that, it was smart for them to re-sign Grimes, but also he's going to be a trade piece because, remember, Philadelphia has lost a lot of capital in their, even with Embiid and Paul George and that. And I feel the same way how I feel with DA on the Lakers with VJ on the 76ers. Embiid hasn't been playing. Paul George hasn't been playing. We've seen what he's been able to do with Maxey, right? And I think that could be an elite combo at the end of the day. But you throw a Paul George in there with a real traditional big like Joel, VJ is going to shine. And I don't see VJ is going to average, in my opinion, around 12 to 13 points a game, just dunking people's head off because he almost ended Mitchell Robinson's career. Like I was just praying that went in. Like I was like preseason, he's trying to end someone's career. Like that's different.
it didn't even have to go in because the dunk attempt was a poster. So I saw that on so many NBA aggregate sites, and even the NBA they did like the cinematic posterization of it with the filters or whatever, and everyone was like, "I can't believe VJ Edgecombe tried this on Mitchell Robinson," and people had to be commenting underneath. He didn't actually dunk this, but it's almost as if everyone was like, "We don't care, we don't care." And I have not seen the NBA this excited about dunks. Everything just became threes within the last couple of years. And now people excited for almost dunks. It's like the Bahamianization of the NBA.
There you go. Everyone loves the dunk. But one thing I did notice about VJ was his body type has changed, but he's still small. Pause. He isn't as muscular as he should be, as we know. Like that's one thing you notice with Buddy from year one to year two in his career. But VJ is just gonna get bigger, stronger, faster. But we're seeing this now. So rookie of the year, all-star in 3 years. It's going to be a great time for him.
Everyone was taking note of the changes in his body. And even he gave voice at that at media day where I think he was saying he was like 10, 15 pounds heavier. They were saying that obviously the bounce is still there. I am so excited for this rookie season, but it all hinges on, I don't want Philly to have obviously the kind of season that they had last year. I would prefer, even if it means him getting less minutes in the rotation, I would prefer for Embiid to be there and be a factor, for Paul George to be there and be a factor, and this team actually make a run. Because I feel like in the long term, it's so much more beneficial for VJ to be playing meaningful basketball right away, because we saw what happened with Buddy and how long it took. We saw the first few years of Ayton in Phoenix, and that ain't fun. That's just not fun.
No, it's never fun, but VJ is like, people ask championship. It's not outside the realm that they make the championship because they actually have a team that has players that could put up points in. It's a deep team too. Like we forget about Eric, but Eric is going to be that vet there who knows VJ, who could shoot the ball. He's not going to play back-to-backs. He hasn't had a big preseason, but he's going to give you a couple of those games where it's going to be like, yeah, 15 points here. He's going to be what we would think what Buddy was when he was with the 76ers in the playoffs, that he could come in and he could change a game and he could help win unless Nick Nurse does something stupid and puts him on the bench too long, you know?
Yeah, and Eric is... You could already tell just by him talking about it on media day, and he knew when he re-signed to go back there, that's what it was. But he was like, yeah, I'm here to give veteran leadership. Like, I know y'all ain't telling me no surprises. I know what my role is here. I know about the logjam we have in this backcourt. I'm just going to be ready whenever they need me to do something. So he knows exactly. He knows. You know what time it is. yeah, absolutely get that bag. So let's go to Buddy and the Warriors for a bit. Buddy obviously looked like he hasn't stopped playing. He's one of those players that he doesn't have to play himself in shape. Like Buddy does such a good job of preparation. He looks ready from day one. As a matter of fact, I feel like this whole Warriors their whole main rotation, they weren't really playing like it was the preseason. I feel like they were playing like they have something to prove already. And I want to say, guys, this is the oldest team in the league. Y'all can slow down. It's okay.
I get what you're saying, but I feel that the sour taste of last year of what if, because injuries is what got to them, and they didn't have a full year with Jimmy. So, and we know how what Jimmy was with the Heat. Jimmy was crazy. Jimmy put up crazy numbers. He makes the teammates better, and you could just see that they're having fun. Will they win a championship? I don't know, but I do know that Buddy has found his spot with the Warriors, and the Warriors are probably one or two teams in the league that love shooting the three ball. And guess who does that pretty well? Buddy. Buddy is us, though. When we talk about, if I was a professional athlete, all I have to do is work out, that is Buddy. I mean, you work out for free. I mean, you pay to work out. Buddy's getting paid to work out. And it's just like, imagine having that life. You're just working out. Like, that's your job.
They're so old, though. They automatically became the oldest team in the league when they got Al Horford. Steph, Buddy, Jimmy, Draymond, all 30 plus. And then you get Al Horford, who has to be pushing 40 if he's not 40 already. They're so
They just
old.
need that one run. One run.
But this is
That's
where
all they're asking for.
But this is where the injuries happen because you have listen to all of those names. They got so many miles on those legs. And the thing about it, the craziest thing about it is the one player that you had the biggest offseason gripe with is the young person that you need, Kuminga. I don't know.
He got his bag though.
I thought they would go after a young big like a Kai Jones, who is now in Turkey, or somebody like that. But them going out after Al Horford kind of surprised me.
I mean, you read the rumors of the Al Horford thing, and where the smoke, there's fire. And I'm not surprised because the money wise and the fit on the team. But yeah, no, I would have thought that they would have gone after an athletic big who could have, I mean, get you 12 to 15 minutes a game, be able to play defense. Like offensively, you don't need anyone. You don't need them. You just need someone that could rebound and play defense. And we would have thought Kai was it, but yeah, he's in Turkey. I can't pronounce the team's name. Playing EuroLeague.
I'm not even gonna try. I don't know. I have no idea.
No, but hopefully we see him play it back home in November.
Because that's the strategy that I think the Warriors use all throughout their most successful runs. When they started and it was Andrew Bogut, who was just rebounding and playing defense. Then it was Kevon Looney for a long stretch, and that position's always been that kind of guy. So I don't know. I just look for them to have a little more youth at that spot, but they decided that they're gonna run it all with the 30-year-olds, and I just hope it holds up by the time summer rolls around. That's all. And you mentioned what Jimmy did with the Heat when he was doing everything. That was a couple years ago when we think about it. Right? Think about it. That was in the bubble during COVID, which seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, but I mean, I have faith in these people. Like I feel like once you get to like LeBron's changed my mind when it comes to this age thing, and Novak Djokovic has changed my mind, and Monfils has changed my mind. It's like I feel like you can still make a run when you're like 38 and still be great.
I know.
Tom Brady.
I'm just saying you also need a couple of them young pieces around you. That's all. Let's
not no Russell Wilson.
Well, that is a fun team. Who we gonna get to in the second hour? I had no idea the Giants could even become this, but okay. Let's switch over. We're talking about New York teams. Okay, switch it over from basketball, head to the baseball diamond. Last week we were excited because Jazz had the big play, the big moment against the Red Sox. We would have been excited had things gone differently, but now the season's come to an end. The Blue Jays were just too much. Like the Blue Jays just overwhelmed the Yankees, and that was one of the most lopsided series that wasn't a sweep that I think that I've ever seen. Like every time you look up, the Blue Jays were up by 7 runs before anything even started. And for the Yankees to go out that way after making it to the World Series last year, obviously you saw how disappointed Jazz was. But I mean, on the bright side for us, historic season, right?
Yeah, I think people got to be. Baseball is probably one of the. I mean, all the sports are hard to win championships, but baseball is just one of those. Has 162 games. It's a grind the whole year. Jazz was battling injury. Jazz ain't 30 plus and he's battling injuries all season long, but he was able to produce all-star season and pretty much have the best season any Bahamian has ever had in the history of baseball. But not just that, like look at the 30-30 club. Look at the list that he joined with the Yankees, a franchise that has won all these World Series, have all these Hall of Famers. And Jazz is one of 5 players to achieve the list. Be on that list is just
3. He's just
the
third.
3.
Yeah.
So you got to look at these things. And I remember you were telling me you were somewhere and someone was saying, oh, Jazz isn't that good. And this, you just got to stop thinking and hearing what some people say and just look at what he does. Look at the production. They showed what he did. Like they said, this is his 162nd game as a Yankee. Look at his numbers. Like Jazz is producing numbers. Jazz just had bad luck. The Yankees, and it's not just Jazz going cold, but Jazz isn't the player where you're expecting him to be the leader in hitting. The fielding error was a killer, but the team just went cold. Aaron Judge was the only one who produced.
And that's what I want to get to, right? Because as much as they love him, and I have no doubt that New York loves Jazz, right? But I think because the expectations are so high for the Yankees, the minute things don't go perfectly right, they pile on you. I could not believe that it became a big deal that he was yawning in between plays. Do people not understand how baseball games go? It's not like it's fast-paced action every play. Baseball is a slow-moving game. The man just yawned in between at bats. That turned into a thing. Thank God he ended up hitting the go-ahead home run later in the game so people could shut up about it, but they were still complaining. And like that simple kind of thing, he's a lightning rod for negative attention. And so he almost has to be perfect to get out of this New York thing unscathed.
Yeah, I don't get I saw the yawn thing and I was like, I've yawned in like worse situations in my life and more action-packed situations in my life. And it's just like, it is what it is. Like, okay, someone yawns. What happened if he sneezed? Oh my God, he's sick. Like, it's like, we got to stop blowing these things out of proportion of just what maybe his ears were clogged and he was just trying to, release the pressure or something like that. They're just so stupid that they want to make any excuse, find any excuse that they can. And I don't know why, but it seems like Bahamians who make it to these professional levels are the lightning rod of everything.
Every time.
Buddy.
Every time.
DeAndre, Jazz.
We cannot escape it.
Kai was his own lightning rod. Yeah.
We just can't escape it. I don't know why. I think about that all the time and I go, hold on. Is it me just noticing this more because it's the Bahamians and we pay closer attention, or is it actually like that? Because I feel like it's actually like that.
There's two things. A, people don't like our personality. That's one thing, right? And the difference is Buddy is different where he's joyful, but he's very serious at the same time. Jazz has that, the swagger and the cockiness of I'm going to be great like this, but this is what you want to have. And DA, people just misinterpret him of the way he speaks, and if he says something, they blow it out of proportion. So it's just like, I just think they don't know how Bahamians speak in general. And when we say something, they just take it to the extreme, like, oh, they're saying this. And it's just like, no, y'all need to ease up because this is just how we talk. We wear our emotion on the sleeves and we're just going to tell you how it is.
Now, with that era, I know that was going to turn into a big deal, but I will say that's not the reason that they lost. Like you mentioned, ain't nobody in that lineup was doing anything other than Aaron Judge. Like Jazz had his one moment in game 3. That lineup hit pretty terribly. I think Aaron Judge may have been the only person hitting over 300 in the Yankees lineup.
I'll say this, right? Yes, Jazz's error sucked when it came on, whenever it happened, and I messaged you right there, and I said, yeah, that was a bad sequence for Jazz because he had a chance, to get some runs in,
play, yeah.
and then whatever, it just happens. But Jazz realistically didn't give up 10 runs average to the Blue Jays. The pitching staff wasn't doing anything.
It was awful.
Baseball's a funny sport where it's not just they're not batting, but when the pitching's bad and the batters aren't producing, then you're not going to win. Like, it's just, there's no coming back from that. And that's just what happened.
Something I wanted to get to, I wanted to talk about fandom and local fandom. More importantly, I would say the fandom at UB. So we come across a whole lot of stories where the Mingos are doing all of these things and playing all of these sports like any university would. So right now, I think just in our last newscast on Friday, we talked about how the soccer team played 4 games traveling across Florida. The women's volleyball team opened up their season. The men's basketball team just opened their season last week. And before that, the season really started with cross country. I'm not sure what it would take. I know this is a completely different culture, but I'm still kind of lost on what the main fan base is in terms of the sports that Bahamians will flock to and go out for. I know when it comes to national sports, we kind of get it with that one, right? When we get to drape ourselves in the flag and we root for teams in terms of aquamarine, black and gold. That part is easy. I don't know if we have the same thing in terms of clubs, and then in turn that makes it more difficult in terms of UB to really have that same kind of fan base and have a group of fans that rally behind them. Theoretically speaking, it should come from alumni, right? Alumni or current students. They should be the ones that are leading the charge. So, well, actually, I'd put it more on current students. So you start there with the current students. They should be the ones that are filling the gyms to see them play. They should be the ones that are filling the stadiums when they play softball or when they do any one of these things. I don't know how you incentivize it, but we have to do a better job, I think, making being a fan of the Mingos a cool thing. Like, to see people wearing Mingos merchandise. You got to kind of indoctrinate people into the culture and try to get them on board with this in a major way, because I don't know if the buy-in is there yet. I see the buy-in starting to be there for athletes and them really seeing UB as a viable place for them to continue their post-high school career, and then of course use that to improve things on the academic side. But it's just tough playing any level of sports, but particularly playing college sports, and you feel like you don't have the support of the community around you. Like going to school in a college town like Lexington, Kentucky was. I mean, and I'm sure that's the same all across America. But again, the American culture kind of indoctrinates people into that. People that were in and around Lexington or really any part of Kentucky were Kentucky fans. They didn't have to go to the school or really be in that area. So I want us to, at some point, be able to create that same kind of thing. So when UB's playing, no matter what sport it is, you have people coming out because they're Mingos fans. I don't quite know how we get to that. I don't know what's the steps we take toward that. I mean, that's a question I want to leave open to the listening audience. Y'all can hit us up on info@10ys.com and continue this conversation there. But what do we have to do in terms of really building a fan base? Is it creating a better product? And no matter how great the product is, are people coming out to see it? Is it just an accessibility thing? Do you have to take better advantage of technological advances and stream it directly into people's devices or into their homes so they can, I don't know, be inundated with all the UB sports there is to offer? But, you know, it's just something to think about, because as we cover all of these stories, as we see UB doing all of these great things, I feel like the spotlight should be on them more. And I'm not just talking about from the perspective of journalists. I'm talking from the perspective of the actual community being involved and to what extent the community is going to be involved. We're all on your side, Mingos. Like I will wear my UB Mingos gear. I will do all of that. I would like to tailgate. I will be a part of the social media campaigns, create these student incentives, collaborate with local sponsors. Find a way to make your athletes stars, because that's the next step in this. For younger kids, they find stars to follow, and that's how you get to really making it a cultural thing. When we come back, we are going to shift gears. We're going to shift it to the Bud Light Easy Take of the Week. Stay with us on The Accredited.
Stafford going to the end zone, reaching up and making the grab.
Bahamas, are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
Welcome back to the Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are back and we are going to bring you in with the Bud Light Easy Take of the Week. So every week during this segment, we are going to give you a take, whether it's in the world of sports or outside of sports, that is very easy, and all of us should agree with it, and then we discuss it because Bud Light's easy to drink, easy to enjoy, so the take is going to be easy. My easy take of the week is, I feel like LeBron and Luka should make a more concentrated effort to be on the court with DA. I feel like they need to do a better job making this feel like a big three.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that take because you want them on the court, but I'm just saying it's preseason still. Like, once the regular season kicks off, I feel like it's just going to be easy taking for them to be able to win a bunch of games. But no, I agree. Even if it's not playing the game, just being there, the interviews or whatever, and do the interviews, and because that's what people want. People are mad probably because they're not interviewing Luka and LeBron, and then they're like, we get DA. Because who is the big name after DA? Austin Reeves?
Yes, Austin Reeves.
Like that's exactly. He's not. It's LA. They want the glitz and the glamour.
I just want it to feel like a big three, man. Like I feel you want them to. I feel like the best teams, especially in terms of the NBA, the chemistry matters more here than any place else. In football, you could get away with a lack of chemistry. Baseball, the same way. I feel like in the NBA, that's so necessary. One, because it's only 5 dudes on the floor at a time. Like, you need to be able to rely on everybody, and it just works better if you have a big three that's in cohesion. To me, it just feels right now that Aiton's just off on the side on his own.
I just want the world to know that I yawned just now, and I don't know if it's because I'm taking it seriously or not, or what the deal is. But no,
are you focused?
Yeah,
are you focused?
am I focused? Am I focused on this easy takes? Is this too easy? No, no. DA is gonna lock in. They're all gonna lock in. Let's just put it that way. It's basketball. LeBron's played since we're the same age as LeBron. He's older than us. He knows how to play basketball. Luka, like I said, he played basketball all summer. You want to give these guys a rest when it doesn't count. When the regular season comes and they're all playing, the big three is going to be there. We're going to be bragging on these same airwaves. We're going to be bragging about, look how easy the Lakers are taking this level now in the NBA. Look how easy they're scoring baskets. Look how easy they're winning games. They're just going to be drinking a bunch of Bud Light.
I have another easy take. The Ravens may have to blow this entire thing up. They may have to blow it up. The defense, when Lamar Jackson's not there, this is a team that's worse than the Dolphins right now. Ravens may have to blow it up.
No. Here's my easy take was going to be the Ravens and Dolphins are at the same level right now.
Yes, it is. I've made a lateral move.
You have gone, no, I need a real team. I need this. And you are the curse because you haven't fully decommitted from the Dolphins. You've committed. You committed to the
I'm going to refute.
You're still in the Dolphins group. You're still in the Dolphins group.
I watched 2 minutes of their game, and that's because I was home watching with my dad, and I watched enough to wonder, who is this running back for the Ravens? Nobody knows who this is. He has how many yards?
Who's the quarterback?
Sorry, not the running back for the Ravens, for the Panthers. I was watching the Dolphins-Panthers game, and I was like, who is this guy, and why does he have 200 yards? That is the totality of what I've seen for the Dolphins. Who's the Ravens quarterback right now? Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush, Bahamas Bowl legend. Cooper Rush. Yeah, no, I just feel that these two teams are terrible right now, and the season's done for both of them. They just got to see who's going to be worse to get a better pick. Let's just put it that way. But I'm more upset that the Ravens aren't good because I want so much success for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be nearly impossible because let's put it this way. Let's say Lamar comes back, they make a playoff run. Guess who they're going to play? Patrick Mahomes. And it's going to be like, great. They're going to play the Buffalo Bills, like teams that have been together all year. It's just going to be too tough.
Well, I don't know if they could be playing the Chiefs because the way things looking in Kansas City right now, I don't know. We're gonna get to all of that stuff football related in the second hour. Did you have an easy take? Do you have a Bud Light easy take of the week that you want to chime in on? Because
The easy take of the easy take of the week. We spoke a little about it, and it was with the poll. VJ Edgecombe will be the rookie of the year.
That's an easy take for us. You may have some people out there that's gonna disagree with that. That is a very
They just
easy
hate
take.
us.
That
Look,
is a very easy take for me.
This is our segment. This isn't their segment. And guess what? We're gonna go with what we believe in, or what the easy thing is gonna be. Y'all could put Cooper Rush on this pedestal, but when VJ Edgecombe plays, the internet explodes.
Hey, listen, Cooper Rush has to play with like 3 Hall of Famers. Like 4 probably. Let me see. AD, Clay, Kyrie. Yeah, 3 Hall of Famers he has to play with. Okay, he's the 4th option. You ain't winning Rookie of the Year as the 4th option. I'm sorry, the numbers just aren't gonna be there. So
No,
I'm not too concerned about that.
I feel like this. Clay isn't gonna pass a shot to Cooper. Clay's gonna shoot that himself. We know Clay.
Clay's
gonna get his buckets.
He probably want VJ to win Rookie of the Year.
Same agency.
If we keeping it a buck, Clay. Another easy take of the week. Can't we all just get along with this Junkanoo thing? There's a lot happening, too much for us to even explain and go through in this segment, but should it really be
I am so confused.
It's very confusing. It's very confusing. It's just a whole lot of 1 minute there's a press conference with the people from the JCNP very upset. 1 minute there's always a press conference with Mario being upset, and they just going back and forward trading barbs like Drake and Kendrick. I as a person on the outside looking into the Junkanoo thing, and I feel like the majority of people are like this. Y'all can't just fix this by Boxing Day in so we can just do what we always do.
You know what the thing I find the craziest is about this? They get so much money, and what they doing?
This is why it's an issue. It's probably like the whole reason why it's an issue.
Money is the biggest thing, the biggest reason why this is blowing up. This has to be, and the Valley, becoming like 17 groups, but it has to be the money thing. Like, how you get all this money and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we have a $700,000 loss doing what?
Their money has not gone.
I don't even know these. These are just these are numbers that I just heard.
I don't know the details at all. Their money has not gone a long way, but you know where your money can go a long way? By buying Bud Light. Bahamas, Bud Light has your ticket to the big game. If you buy 2 6-packs today, enter to win a trip to see the Dolphins play live. Wow, that is an actual reward. They want you to watch the Dolphins play live. Here's reward. Purchase yours today at Jimmy's Wines and Spirits or participating vendors. So listen, and to go full circle, to go back to the Dolphins, even though the team may not be doing as great, it's still a great experience at Hard Rock, right? Once you're sitting on the right side.
Oh, my favorite thing, and it'll be probably my favorite football story that I wasn't even there. Our very own Ronaldo Dorset went to a Dolphins game, and the Dolphins weren't that good.
No. Terrible.
And he walked out the game, and and they had that. What was it?
It was the miracle play with Kenyon Drake where they had the whole bunch of laterals, and he juked out Gronk at the goal line or something like that. It was crazy. So I was like, this game is done. I'm going over to Walmart because I don't know if it changed now, but you couldn't get the Uber to pick you up from in front of Hard Rock. So you had to go, and I was picking up something from Walmart. So I was like, I'm going to go over there, get something, and then just call my Uber from across the street. As I'm walking out of the stadium, going through the turnstiles, I just hear the roar of the crowd. And then the ball that Kenyon Drake threw in the crowd, didn't a Bahamian get that? And I think and they sold it back. And I was like, I could have been that person if I just stayed and watched it all the way through. Yeah.
One thing about the Dolphins, no matter how dead they are, they will put up a fight and they would give you a good game.
And
You're
they
gonna
are
watch a
bad.
good game.
And they are bad.
They are bad.
They are
Ever
bad.
since Tyreek, boy.
But they
I
are
wasn't even on that show when y'all spoke about Tyreek. But boy, that was bad.
but they are going to be fun to watch. So hopefully, as you're drinking your favorite Bud Light, of course, watching NFL football every week, remember that you doing that gives you an opportunity to go and watch the Dolphins play. And there's nothing right now that I think Tua might actually turn into a funny watch, because he's turned into a funny press conference guy. Like, he is making so many headlines for his press conference. I don't know. Like, does Tua just not care anymore? Because the first few years of Tua, he was kind of walking on eggshells. And now this guy is just like, but it's whatever.
Is this a sign of CTE?
That's what I was saying. Tua basically told everyone last press conference, but I don't care. I going home to my wife and kids, and I mean, y'all have figured it out. And I was like, oh.
He LeBron'd it?
It was a little worse. It was a little worse because LeBron.
I don't. LeBron said my life is great and your life isn't.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know which one's. I think the LeBron one's a little worse because he was directing it to like I'm gonna go to my mansion and wake up in my $1 million home in my big bed and have my butler come make me food, and you're gonna have to go home and type on a computer.
Here's why I say LeBron's wasn't worse, right? Because I understand that was the emotion of just losing the finals when you brought together this big three. You were the villains of the NBA for a year. Everyone wanted to see you lose. You wanted to prove everyone wrong. Y'all did this great thing to come together, and it just fell short on the biggest stage when everyone's watching. This was just the Dolphins in week 5. Like, there was nothing like that. No stakes attached. Tua was doing a midweek press conference saying, yeah, y'all can say what y'all want. I don't care if I throw 5 touchdowns or 5 picks. I'm going home to my family. Like, it's a little different. There's no emotion involved in that at all. That means that's just really what he's thinking.
No. I remember there was a time when, like, people in Miami actually cared about the Dolphins, and I feel like they don't right now. And is also that the Hurricanes are good this year, so they have everyone who was Dolphin fans and now putting all the attention onto the University of Miami. So it's like, thankfully, there's some good football being played in Miami, but the Dolphins are just a train wreck, and not just Tua, but I don't see how much longer Mike McDaniel lasts.
Oh, end of the season, he's probably out of there. But thank you for that segue. I want one more Bud Light Easy Take of the week. The U is back. Like,
the U is back.
That one has to be that one's clear, right? The U is back. I know, like, people kind of flirted with the idea recently, but Mario Cristobal completely turned this thing around, right? And especially one year you have the Heisman Trophy winner, you get the #1 pick, and now you have arguably the best team in the country. That happened kind of quick. U is back.
Yeah, I mean, Mario Cristobal has been a coach to show, like, he's known how to build a program. Remember, he built the with Oregon. He was able to build them back up to get them into the I guess the glorier days. But at the same time, my fear with Miami is this. Just like the Dolphins, the Hurricanes lately have been famous for just watching an inexcusable game.
Oh, it's been some bad ones. That Georgia Tech game.
And yeah. So I have to wait till they get to like 10 wins to be able to say, you know what?
Sean,
they're going to do it.
That's the end of the season.
Yes. I think they play like 12 games in the season.
You're basically saying, let me see which bowl they go into, and then I'll determine if they back. 10 games.
Exactly. Yes. You know what another easy take is? Arch Manning's overrated.
Oh my goodness. You know what though? I ain't gonna lie. I watched their game Saturday, and I found myself feeling bad for him. Like, is this team just bad? Like, is this line just bad?
No, he is. It's him.
You think it's him?
Yeah. Well, did you not see the highlights of who he played in high school?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I thought it was more like I thought it was kind of like well, Zion didn't play anybody great in high school either. But, you know, I guess
Basketball is a little different though,
yeah.
because basketball you're shooting the ball in a hoop, and it doesn't matter what it is. And he was just dunking the ball in the hoop at that point in time. But Arch has shown that he like when he plays show he loves chalk. Boy, he loves chalk. But when he plays a decent team with a decent scheme, he can't throw the ball. Like he's scared.
I thought he would at least have the arm talent, and you'd be able to see that regardless. Because there were a couple spots when I guess when the pressure's off, it's different. But there were a couple spots when he came in for Quinn Ewers last year, and he looked really good playing against good teams.
Hey, backups are always the favorite position.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
when you talk about arm strength, right? So the last game it was against Florida, I think.
Yeah.
When Arch's helmet came off, they brought the backup in, and he threw like a 25-yard dart. And I looked and I said,
Yeah.
if I was the head coach,
I gotta be
I was
looking at
keeping
that.
the backup in the game, and I was going to let him ride because he came in fourth quarter, 30 seconds left or whatever it was, and just threw a dime. And I was like, ooh, I was going to keep him in the game, and Arch was going to sit on that bench. And then when Arch went in there, he just did a bunch of foolishness, and it's like game over.
Yeah, but hey, they gotta play him because he made the choice to come
NIL.
yeah, not just that, he made the choice to come to Texas when he could have gone literally anywhere, because as an incoming freshman, his stock was the highest in the country. Could have gone anywhere, sat behind Quinn Ewers. So I feel like Texas probably feels like they owe him this shot. I don't know. I hope he gets better.
No. You hope he gets better, but honestly, the Manning name is what's carrying him. That's just right now. That's the reality, and they already have 2 losses this season. They're not going to make a big bowl game, in my opinion. I feel like they have like 2 or 3 more losses in there, and Arch ain't going to the NFL this year. He's probably going to transfer to a smaller school, and he's going to put up little decent numbers and then get drafted 2 years from now.
That's a hot Arch Manning take. The Manning name has carried him. The Bud Light name has carried us through this segment. When we return, we're going to talk some NFL. We're going to talk some sports betting, and you're going to hear our picks. We'll be right back on The Accredited.
Stafford going to the end zone, reaching up and making the grab.
Bahamas, are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
Welcome back to The Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo, and in the first hour, I came to the realization that I made a lateral move in my sports fandom, and I don't know what to do about that. I feel like I should just become an NFL free agent again at this point.
And I'm John Mark, and I feel like my tennis career has been revitalized because I might have to go play on a older people master circuit.
Can you tell us about what's going on? I'm gonna give our listening audience a bit of the backstory. So John is in Chile, and John is apparently training to make a return. Are you going to try and play for the Davis Cup team? Is this what's happening?
Well, all right. As many people might not know, I had ACL reconstruction surgery last year in Chile. So I came back, to do my 1 year. Granted, I didn't have to do it, but me being who I am and wanting to go, make sure everything was straight, go see my doctor, my surgeon, get the MRIs. He looked at everything and said, "Oh, everything's look good. You should be able to go back to play sports, whatever, whatever." So, anyways, back when I was younger, when Chile came down to play in the Bahamas, we knew the Davis Cup captain at that time, Patricio Cornejo, and now he is helping me not just get back into shape, but after one lesson, he said, "I need to really try to play on, what Tim Munnings does with the Masters Tour with track and field?" He said, "I need to try to go join the Tennis Masters Tour."
And are you going to? Because it seems like so in a year you went from, you have like a complete athlete comeback story, because it's like, I tore my ACL a year ago. I rehabbed for a year and I went back. And when I went back, I went full throttle into working out again. And now I'm ready to reach new heights that I've never reached before. Listen, that ACL they put into your knee, kudos to whoever that person was. Went kind of dark.
Yeah. No, yeah, must have been a tennis player.
Must have
But
been.
no, I'm going to take his advice. I leave in a couple of days. I have a couple more sessions with him so I could get to training more. And then I'm going to see how far I could take this tennis thing, and maybe I could be the Tim Munnings of tennis in the Bahamas.
Wow, a full tennis comeback. When was the last time that you were really full throttle playing tennis? Like, not just casually, but playing competitively?
Oh God, that would have been 2001 when I was in high school.
So, all right. So we looking
2002.
We're looking at like a 23-year comeback away from the game for 2 decades, and then coming back. This is a huge story, and we may have to dedicate not just an entire show, but like all of our newscasts to that too. Like when this happens.
All I want to do is be able to play a game and have people be able to bet on my game.
Okay. And that works perfectly, that because we could do that in this segment. This hour of the Accredited is brought to you by Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, your favorite sportsbook and mine. They are a part of the show now. So this second hour, this extended version of the Accredited will and not like the wonderful promo that we have. Me and you didn't get a chance to talk about the promo, but we're going to get to that in a second. This extended version of the Accredited will feature primarily everything that Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook has to offer. This will be seasonal. So, of course, for us right now, we know football is king sport in America. You talk NFL when you talk sports betting. So for the next few months, this second hour is going to be dedicated teaching you where to bet, how to bet, and you're going to hear our picks and just what we think about the NFL over the course of the year. Now, me and Cardo had a brief discussion about it. And the first time you heard the promo, we all learned about it together when it was shared in the WhatsApp group. We all had our...
I don't know if you could say those type of things with that promo. We learned it together.
We all had our private takes on it, but no, this is where it went for me. My mom heard it and had questions about it. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, but clearly that is not us. You know what she thought? She thought it was us making a joke. And I was like, we did not do this. Like, she thought
we don't make those type of jokes.
Yeah, she thought that was 10YS humor. And she was like, y'all can get in trouble for doing those kind of things. I was like, us? We just sitting there.
You know
talking.
how they say at the beginning of the show, the views of the opinions?
Absolutely.
The commercials are of the opinions of the people at Guardian Radio.
Absolutely.
Let's just put it that way.
They got to play the preamble just for that commercial alone, because I was like, that had nothing to do with that. Great promo that should encourage everyone out there to listen to everything that we have going on here at the Accredited. But so Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, you know what it is. You can have all of your options on there. If you choose to bet money line, which is just winners or losers. If you choose to bet against the spread, which is determining how much a team could possibly win or lose by. Of course, you have your parlays where you have your different combinations of different events that you think are going to happen. And then your personal favorite of mine, the prop bets. So if you want to bet individually on what a player can do over the course of the game, string a few of those together and make parlays. So there's going to be a lot to watch for, of course, in this week of the NFL, because now we're getting to the point now where we can start to just cross some teams off the list that we don't have to pay attention to anymore, right? I feel like this is an annual 10YS tradition where we determine, all right, we don't have to pay attention to that team no more. It's going to make things easier. Let's go through some of those. The Bengals, we can cross them off the list, right?
Unfortunately, quarterback issue with that, and it's the same.
Wait.
Yeah, they got Joe Flacco now.
Yeah, oh wow. So maybe we can't cross them off the list because Joe Flacco is going to have one of those two games.
They're 2-3, so you really can't cross them off the list. But you know who you can cross off this list?
Yes, give me
a matchup happening this week. The Titans and the Raiders. That's a 2-for-1 cross
Oh
off.
yeah, we could cross both of those off the list. Although, see, this is what the NFL does because there's always something interesting to watch about somebody, right? The way the Titans won that game, which was the stupidest way anyone's ever won a football game, but I kind of want to see Cam Ward do some stuff. No, you're right. We can cross them off the list. We can cross the Titans.
I see what you're saying, right? So what you're saying is we could cross them off the list of contenders, but prop bets, they're going to be in contention for that.
Yeah, but you're right though. They're not worth watching. Like we can cross the Titans. They're not worth talking about. We can talk about individual players, but the Titans definitely we could cross them off the list.
Also, before we go on, I just want to ask: is this the quickest the 72 Dolphins have ever popped champagne?
Oh, nobody mentioned them this year. That's crazy.
Yes, they did.
By week 5.
Every team has a loss.
By week 5, it's done. Usually it drags out later on into the season. That is a good pull. Yeah, no one's talked about that. The Jets, completely, we could just cross them off the list. Ain't no reason to talk about the Jets. That's done.
Yeah.
The Panthers, I feel like we can cross them off the list. They can only beat the Dolphins. The Raiders. Listen, if we weren't in the Bahamas and if you didn't have an opportunity to go and watch a Dolphin game by purchasing 6 packs of Bud Light, I would say cross the Dolphins off the list.
Oh, yeah, no, you have to. The Dolphins are done.
The Saints, we could
Jets,
cross.
Dolphins are done.
We could cross the Saints off the list.
Yeah. You know what, though? Low-key, you know who I would cross off the list?
Who's that?
Yeah. People disagree, but the Chargers.
Very disappointing last 2 weeks. I'm not going to lie. Like, they started out the season.
Yeah.
They started out the season, and you thought, wow, they probably had one of the most impressive performances in week 1. And people were like, they finally put the whole thing together. They have not. They have not put the whole thing together.
My thing is, I think the AFC West is good. Like, right now, I got the Broncos better than them.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The Broncos. Now, I will say the Giants and the way they beat the Eagles kind of caused the Broncos win to take a bit of a hit because it's like, are the Eagles just falling apart? Did the Broncos win? Was it a little less impressive?
The craziest Thursday night game. And, Thursday night games usually suck, right? But Cam Scatterbo.
Yeah, hold on. Put a pin in that because I want to talk about those two, not just Cam Scatterbo. Him and Jackson Dart and becoming an NFL tag team becoming a WWE tag team in the NFL. That is a great look. I want to the Bears. Can we be done with the Bears or not yet because of Caleb Williams? Not yet. Okay.
You can't be done yet. No.
Okay.
You could probably be done with the Falcons though.
See, I'm not sure about that. The Falcons are at 2-2. The AFC South isn't very good. I don't know. See, if they, what wants to make you cross the Falcons off the list though? They lost 30-0 to the Panthers, which is inexcusable and insane. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like that. But here's the thing, and this is gonna be the one right here. Do we cross the Browns off the list?
Oh yeah, I was looking at the Browns, and I'm not too. The problem with the Browns is they have no quarterback, right? Dylan Gabriel, former UCF sock
I was
legend
about
because
to
he used to
say,
sell socks for NIL.
your boy.
Yeah, yeah, he was no, he was good. He was a very very good quarterback in college, and I just don't see the Browns having enough. I don't see them. They're not going to beat the Steelers. It ain't gonna happen, and then they'll be 1-5 and just write them off the list. Take them off. You got to go on the board and just start. We got to get a board to just start taking teams off the list.
Yeah, that's what they showed promise, and everyone listen because their defense is legitimately good. Like the Browns have a legitimately good defense, but nobody has any idea what to do with this quarterback situation. There's just only so good you're gonna be with either one of those guys, and at this point, people are just you said it a while ago. The backup quarterback's always the most popular person. So with Joe Flacco going out of there,
except if your name is Shakur Sanders, definitely. That's the only quarterback, second string quarterback that's never been the most popular.
but that's the only reason people are gonna watch. Like it goes back to the whole lightning rod theory. It's the Floyd Mayweather thing. You either hate watching or you love watching, but you are gonna watch. So that's the only reason people think they might be interesting. So those are some of the major storylines in terms of teams we feel like we don't need to watch anymore. There's a lot of intriguing matchups here that I want us to get through. But before we go to that, I want to go to our Tings is Tings or Down Bad segment. So this is where we take the top fan bases in the Bahamas and we try to assess how their season is going so far. We are going to start with the most obvious one, the Miami Dolphin fan base. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing out there? Tings is Tings or Down Bad?
Tings is Tings because they was dead from the start, so it ain't nothing changed. I don't think you could be any worse than what the Dolphins have all season. So Tings is Tings.
Yo, so let me tell you how terrible it is, the mentality of being a Dolphin fan right now, right? So we're watching the game. Tua, this was the drive, I think, where the Dolphins could go ahead. Just before he actually threw the ball to Waddle, right? And my dad goes, all right, Tua, here it is. This is the point in the game where you usually throw the big interception. So let's just have it and get it over with. And I was like, wow, he is so beaten down and defeated. Like he just wanted it to be done. He had no hope that Tua was going to have a game-winning drive. And the thing is, Tua made the play. He made the play to Waddle. And still, the Dolphins still gave up the touchdown. Still lost that game. So it's got to be down bad.
Yeah, but I see the thing with this is I knew they sucked. I knew they were dead.
Yeah.
So Tings is Tings. Like the only way it could be worse for down bad, like Tyreek Hill down bad, right? Because that's not Tings is Tings.
No.
So it is what it is. I'm not, as a Dolphins fan, whatever.
Let's go over to the Dallas Cowboy fan base. How y'all doing? Tings is Tings or down bad? This one is a bit more difficult.
The Dallas fan is going to say Tings is Tings, but I'm going to say they're down bad because I still don't see Dak being the guy to get them to the next level.
Here's the thing. I think Dak is playing exceptionally well this season. I don't think Dak is the problem. That defense is down bad. So, I mean, yeah, I think down bad for the Cowboys just based solely on, and they had chalk last week, but I think just based solely on the fact that them getting that tie, they were celebrating like that was a win. So I'm like, this is not the Cowboys of Jerry Jones where a tie is celebrated as if we won the game.
Well, Jerry Jones got fined a lot of money by doing something that he shouldn't have.
And here's the thing. They got maybe Tings is Tings because they have another get right game this week. They're playing the Panthers. Theoretically, should be an easy W. They go to with this win. They should improve to 3-2-1. And Tings is Tings, eh?
Do you think what's going to happen when the team gets to 6-7? They're going to start making the joke.
The younger players on the team will definitely make the joke. Like we know for a fact that's going to happen. 6-7. Okay, our next big.
So if a team's 6-7, then any team that becomes 6-7, tings is tings. Then
For meme purposes, yes. Third on our list of biggest Bahamian fan bases, I'm gonna go Pittsburgh Steelers, and you gotta say Tanks is Tanks because they have a much better version of Aaron Rodgers than we've seen in the last 3-4 years, and they're 3-1.
I'll just say this: as long as Mike Tomlin is the head coach, things are always going to be things.
They gotta win this game against the Browns. Like it has.
They are going to win the game.
It has
against the Browns.
It has the opportunity. I'm just saying it has trap game potential here because I don't think anybody thought the Giants were going to do what they did to the Eagles Thursday night. It has trap game potential. Well, listen, I'm sure they didn't scout for Dylan Gabriel that well. Dylan Gabriel could come out there and have like one of those amazing rookie games from out of nowhere. It's a very dangerous game. Very dangerous.
That was the dumbest take I ever heard in my life. Like, these people ain't gonna scout a player. They have people specifically paid to scout certain players.
Not they didn't, but I'm saying there is so much more work done when it comes to in terms of a starting quarterback. They don't have as much film on Dylan Gabriel as they would have had on Joe Flacco. It's why.
Well, TJ Watt is gonna sack Dylan Gabriel a million times.
They definitely ain't got no tape on Shador Sanders because he ain't play. So Dylan Gabriel better stay upright. Who's the next biggest fan base in the Bombers? Is it 49ers? It's 49ers, eh?
Yeah, I would think it's 49ers.
I'm going to say Tings is Tings, obviously. They're winning some games that they're not supposed to win, no matter who's injured. And apparently, did we just walk into a QB battle between Mac Jones and Brock Purdy that no one expected?
Yes, but also the thing with Brock Purdy was Brock Purdy came out of nowhere and he led the team, so far, and he was on a rookie deal. And to me, the 49ers have been the team where they've been a plug and play ever since Kaepernick. There's been plug and play quarterback, and it's worked. So I really don't see the big difference between Mac Jones and Purdy.
Which was surprising.
But things is things, though.
Yeah, no, definitely things is things, especially after they won with just about everyone injured. They 4-1 right now. But no, that's the point that I think a lot of people were making, because when you think about it, predate Brock Purdy, they went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo, and it took an amazing third down throw from Patrick Mahomes to win that game. Like, Shanahan has been getting there with just about every quarterback. And then even during that draft, there was the rumors that he wanted to take Mac Jones because he thought Mac Jones would be great in the system. And look how Mac Jones has looked in his short time span playing in the Shanahan system. So I don't know. You already gave Brock Purdy the money, so the spot is his. But Brock Purdy can't miss too much more time. I tell you that. He better rush back because after that win, I don't know.
I'll tell you that. When you're talking about Mac Jones, things is things with the Jones because Daniel Jones.
Ooh, Indiana. and he got a cool nickname now too. Indiana Jones. It works.
It's look, when they beat the Dolphins, me and Andrew, it's just like we were talking, and I was just like, boy, the Dolphins suck. I actually now it's just like, no, the Colts are pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and
two things
if it wasn't for that fumble, they might be undefeated still.
Yeah, yes, John, you're not incorrect. The Colts are pretty good, but the Dolphins also do suck. Both of those things.
Shout out to Cardo for always believing in Daniel Jones. He actually did see the vision.
He had he was on cloud 9 last week talking about both of the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses, because he loves both of them. Like, remember, he thought Mac Jones was an MVP candidate along with, I don't know, his fascination with them is kind of weird. Okay, before we get to the rest of week 6, we got to go through this Thursday night game, and you alluded to it earlier, but I wanted to give them the proper time. I don't think anyone expected this game. First of all, it had to destroy a whole lot of parlays. There was nobody that saw this one coming. But Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart, what they are doing right now to the Giants, I did not see this coming. Jackson Dart struggled. They lost to the Saints. Spencer Rattler got his first win. And I thought this was going to be the game where he really has that rookie who ain't ready kind of game. Like, I thought he was going to throw 3 or 4 picks and they were going to be done. Absolutely not. They dominated the Eagles. And I still don't understand how.
Well, what does a quarterback need? A great running back. And Scatterboo has been that guy. I was just scrolling through Instagram, and there was when Scatterboo was at Arizona State, he had his neck and he was pushing it on the wall, and somebody's like,
Yeah.
"What the hell are you?" And this is in his helmet. "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm getting my neck ready, bro." Like, Scatterboo is different. Like, he's just a different type. Like, he's a Mike All-Star type player. Like that's my player comp for him. Just gritty, and he is going to get the job done. Like, I just love seeing those two players be able to just put up numbers and win games. And we all know there are teams that you like. If the Cowboys are successful, the Giants are successful, the Dolphins, like, it helps the league. And now people are just like, oh, New York's relevant again.
You know what it looks like? And I don't think anybody takes them too seriously because they are 2-4. But you know what it looks like? It looks fun. Like, it looks fun. There are a couple of nicknames tossed around for them. My favorite so far has been Creatine Caucasians, but it looks really fun. And it's not like Jackson Dart is having these astronomical numbers that jumps off of the page. But so in that game, he is efficient though. That game, he was 17 for 25, threw for 195 and a touchdown. And then he also ran for 58 and a touchdown. So doing both, Scatterbo had 98 yards, 3 touchdowns. So, like, it's not
Jackson.
it's not like he's going out there throwing for 300 yards, but for them to bounce back from the week before, and both of them had bad games because Dart turned the ball over a lot, and then Scatterboo had the big fumble, and then they come back on Thursday on a short week and just dominate the champs. This is fun. I like it.
Dart has a lot of Baker Mayfield in him. A lot. And we've seen what Baker's been doing with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So I only feel like this is a great first season for them. And then all of a sudden, you just got to look for the future now. You got 2 rookies pretty much that are going to be able to lead the offense, and then they could build up on the defense, and they're going to be contending in a year or 2.
On the other side, what in the world is going on with the Eagles? Like, ever since the third quarter of the Broncos game, this team has fallen apart. They went into that fourth quarter, I think, up by 14, gave up 18 points in the fourth quarter to the Broncos. That carried over to this week. And listen, I thought it was going to be, to this point in the season, Saquon Barkley has not had a good year. Like, 5 weeks in, it just did not look great. So I thought this is going to be the big Saquon breakout game. It wasn't at all. He only carried the ball 12 times, only had 58 yards. These last 2 games, they've been throwing it a lot. Like, Jalen Hurts had 33 pass attempts in this game, and that's just not how the Eagles play. They don't do that.
No, but also the way I'm looking at this one is the sports gods are saying, Philly, your time is done in football. We're going to give it to BJ them in basketball.
You can't have that. You can't have all that success. I ain't gonna lie though. Boston had a run where they had all that success in all the different sports. Why Philly can't do it? While the Patriots
It was an accident.
The Patriots is winning.
The Bruins won. The
Yeah.
Red Sox won.
The Celtics won.
The
2
Celtics
titles.
won.
Yeah, like they were winning everything at that point. Why Philly can't do it? I don't know. How soon? How long do you think before AJ Brown and Devontae Smith just jump Jalen Hurts and they just got to fight?
I mean, he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but I'll be real with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is closer to Trent Dilfer than he is a superstar quarterback.
Yeah, like Cam Newton was right about a lot of stuff, and I don't know why people got mad at that take.
Yeah, like when Hurts was in college, you could tell that he wasn't really the best passer, but he could get the job done. Maybe they've done too much practice with a tush push that got everyone tired. because that is a lot of energy exerting when we're doing those type of plays. But sometimes it's just the wheels fall off. I mean, hell, if the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, they could be dead for the next 80 years. I wouldn't care. But we don't even have it, and we're dead.
Always goes back to that, doesn't it? It literally always goes back to that.
I say you're not going to win them all every year.
All right, let's go to week 6. We are going to run through. We actually could run through all of these. We're going to run through these games. We're going to give you our picks and some things that we think could happen in terms of prop bets. Broncos against the Jets, and after winning big, or the big fourth quarter comeback, I think Sean Payton and Bo Nix right now are riding high. This is the perfect game for them. I did not think Bo Nix was going to be this good in the NFL. I'm not going to lie. Every week Bo Nix does this, I'm still surprised. And I don't know. Is this more Sean Payton, or is Bo Nix this talented?
I think it might be a Bo Nix thing because he showed flashes last year, even though the team wasn't that good. But he's shown the flashes. Like, I feel like this is where people thought Justin Herbert would be more of. He's just more of a gamer, and he gets the wins. And the Broncos are a good team, but you're flying to Europe.
Yeah.
The grass is different over there. I feel Justin Fields is going to run for like 150 yards and 3 touchdowns that game, and the Jets are going to get their first win of the season.
Thank you for that reminder. Be mindful, this is a 9:30 start. So in terms of fantasy football, in terms of getting your bets in early, 9:30 start. Don't get caught lacking. As you're waking up and you're getting ready for church or whatever else, and you check your phone and you see the games in the second quarter, do not be alarmed. I know that has happened to everybody before, but 9:30 start. So whatever the line is for Justin Fields in terms of rushing yards, you're saying hammer the over. Justin Fields going to have a big day.
Yeah. And what stadium are they playing in? Tottenham Stadium, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And they always have field issues, and we have low scoring games, but I just feel what Justin Fields could do on his feet is going to change the whole dynamic of the offense, especially the field isn't good.
The Jets.
I'm going with the field's going to be bad.
The Jets thing, I'm not mad at that Jets pick, by the way. The Jets thing has been terrible, but not because of Justin Fields. If you look at the numbers, Justin Fields has actually played well. And I remember back in the days when I used to do the Dolphin thing, I was like, you know what? If the Bears are going to give up on him, I wouldn't be mad seeing this guy in a Dolphin uniform. But, didn't work out that way. He found a resurgence with the Steelers and another opportunity with the Jets. I could see it happening. That's a good time for the Jets to get win number 1. You kind of win me over with the Justin Fields argument. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna take the Broncos initially, but I'm taking the Jets. Yeah, maybe they just need to get out of Jersey. Jets win on the road.
Well, it's a road game for both teams.
Yeah, but yeah. So I'm right then. All right. Let's go to the 1:00 slate. The Rams versus the Ravens. This is the Ravens could just punt on the entire season. Lamar is officially
the Rams. What's the over in the point spread?
Whatever,
because it's going over.
I think so. The news broke late Thursday that Lamar is officially out. So I assume this line is going to change again by Sunday morning. But whatever it is, take the Rams to score all of them points. All of them.
Take the Rams on the spread. Take the Rams on the over. Take Puka with over 100 yards receiving.
Matthew Stafford for touchdown throws. Take all of that. Because after what we saw the Texans do to this Ravens defense, they have to be done. And I don't think they are going to play inspired football until they was barely playing well when Lamar was there. They're not going to play inspired football with Cooper Rush there. I just don't see it. I think this team is ready to give up. And it's crazy because week 1, we were saying this is easily the best team in the NFL. Like, if not for Derrick
The
Henry,
luck could change in a week.
if not for Derrick Henry fumbling, they win a game against the Bears like 40 to whatever, and people think, wow, this Ravens team gonna mow through everybody. No, didn't. And now you don't have Lamar and you have no offense. So yeah, we both agree. Start that out. Take whatever you can with the Rams. Do we trust Cooper Rush enough to get something going in this game though? Or
No.
Okay. So here's the thing, and this is another thing that it does. So if you fall behind early, and this will go to fantasy, if they fall behind early, then it pretty much neutralizes Derrick Henry. Because then they're just
Yeah, because then you just gotta pass the ball.
Yeah. So all right.
Zay Flowers, questionable too. He's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, he's on one of mine too. Not in our league, but in my other league, and just it's been an up and down ride so far with the whole Zay Flowers experience. Let's go to our third game on the slate: Dallas Cowboys, Carolina Panthers. Cowboys 2-1, Panthers 2-3 with a huge win over the Dolphins. I'm taking Cowboys in this one, and Cowboys to win big. Like I said, I think this is another get right week for them. Dak Prescott has been putting up big numbers. The Panthers aren't stopping anybody. I think the Cowboys just run roughshod over them.
If the Dolphins could put up that amount of points, then the Cowboys could put up more. And they'll probably beat them by 2 touchdowns minimum.
Okay, this is another big, this is a big game just because it's funny. The Indianapolis Colts host the Arizona Cardinals, and I just cannot stop laughing at how the Cardinals lost that game. I'm sorry. That is one of the worst. And if you imagine having money on that game and that's the way you lose. Like, that had to be one of the worst beats of all time. You go from...
But think about the people that had the money and won.
Yeah.
With that beat.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the two sides of the coin, right? But you had the game sewn up. Cam Ward threw the interception to seal it. And in 5 seconds, you go from a short interception. Imagine somebody in their living room or in a bar watching that game, and as soon as they see the interception, they just spring up, 2 hands outstretched over their head like Rocky. They think they done. They think they got it. They got the money. And then a fumble is kicked around. It's kicked around. Tyler Lockett picks it up for a touchdown. Insane way to lose. Do the Cardinals even recover from this? I don't know. This is...
How does that get scored, though?
They scored it as a touchdown. It's a touchdown for Tyler Lockett. I don't know if they scored it as... They couldn't score it as Cam Ward threw a touchdown to Tyler Lockett. It has to just be like a fumble recovery.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know
but
either.
Yeah, now Cardinals. We could cross them off the list too.
Are you sure about this one though?
I understand why you have such
No. This has nothing to do with Kyler Murray. What about John Gannon punching DeMarcado after he did the thing? First of all, 2 things. I can't believe players are still doing this drop the ball before the goal line thing. It's easily probably the stupidest thing in sports, and I cannot believe it still happens. I don't understand. I've never scored a touchdown in the NFL, but I would like to imagine that it's very easy to just run over the line with the football. Anyway, getting fined $100,000 is pretty much a strong message, I think, to coaches that, yeah, you just can't punch these guys. Although you may want to.
No, they paid more than you, so you got to give them some respect.
Yeah, you can't just punch a guy for doing that. But I think the Cardinals actually pull off the upset in this one. I think this is going to be the game where they band together after having all of those things go wrong. I think they follow through with this one. I'm still also waiting on the bottom to fall out on this Colts thing because, like you said, this is the matchup of the 2 teams that have people that drop the ball before the goal line because that's the only way the Colts lost. Yeah. I think
Indiana Jones is going to win.
Okay, I'm taking Cardinals, and in this game, in terms of props, I like Marvin Harrison Jr. to go over, and I think he's going to catch a touchdown. He's starting to put it together. He's starting to find it.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm not too fond with him right now.
Do you have him in fantasy?
No, I don't.
All right. Let's move on to Seahawks against the Jaguars. So Sam Darnold, last year with the Vikings, not a flash in the pan. So he's legitimately good then. Is it safe to say that Sam Darnold's good? Because in the
Yes, change of scenery is what you need sometimes, and that's what you get with Sam Darnold.
In what I like to call the
it's-
Resurgence Bowl last week between him and Baker Mayfield, I don't think we're gonna have a better game this season. I don't think there is gonna be a game where two quarterbacks are gonna match each other like that. That reminded me of like Mahomes and Josh Allen in the playoffs, or remember that Monday night game? I think it was a couple years ago when the Rams and the Chiefs went off for like 50 points each. Or
You mean
something
the
crazy.
greatest NFL game of all time?
That one, yes, that game.
Yes.
Yeah, it felt reminiscent of that last week. Can Trevor Lawrence match it? Because I mean, Trevor Lawrence just had a pretty amazing. That was the real Trevor Lawrence experience, to fall down twice and then still get the game-winning touchdown. But Jaguars are a surprising 4-1. I think if you ask the average person that's not looking at the standings, you don't expect the Jaguars to be 4-1. What are we thinking about this one? Jaguars and Seahawks.
I mean, I've always loved Trevor Lawrence, and I've always thought he was a great player, and we've seen with his athletic ability last week of what he can do. The Seahawks it's a funny team because they took Baker them to the wire, and it was, like I said, the Sam Darnold interception that ruined it. But I see Trevor Lawrence winning this game because I feel like Duval is back.
I do. I like the Jaguars in this one because the defense is better than the Seahawks defense, I think. The Seahawks, and we all know the stigma of the 12th man. The Seahawks play so much better at home. Jacksonville's kind of developing that too, and I think the home crowd is going to be a factor in this. Duval really is back. Like, even though the Chiefs aren't having the typical Chiefs year that you think of, beating them in a spotlight game like that, I think that's huge for this Jaguars team. I'm going to take them at home in this game too. Next up, John's favorite team looks to get back in the win column. The Miami Dolphins host the 3-2 Los Angeles Chargers, who John wants to cross off the list of relevant teams. A year or two ago, this would have been such a big marquee matchup, and you could present all the Justin Herbert versus Tua conversations, but I don't think anybody cares anymore. I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't. But the reason why I want to cross the Chargers off is because the Dolphins will win this game.
You're taking the Dolphins in this.
That's why I want to cross the Chargers off, because there's no way if the Dolphins beat a team that they're actually good.
Yeah.
And I just feel that Tua has the number. And it's one of those situations that I just have confidence that the Dolphins are going to have to win maybe 3 more games this season, and this is one of them.
So I'm going to take the Chargers on the road in this one. And who I know we'll have to wait to see what the official designation is for Omarion Hampton, if he's going to be in the backfield for the Chargers. But
No, he's on the injured reserve because he's on my fantasy team, and he's on injured reserve, so he's out for 4 weeks.
Well, whoever is playing running back for the Chargers last week, Rico, whatever his name is, showed that you do not have to be a well-known running back in this league to rush for 200 yards against the Dolphins. I think they have one of the worst run defenses in the league. Whoever is the starting running back for the Chargers, you may want to check the waiver wires and pick him up, because he is going to run all over the Dolphins. And so whoever that person's going to be, and then also you may want to pick up Darren Waller, because Darren Waller has been killing it the last 2 weeks, putting up a lot of fantasy points. So in terms of props, yeah. In terms of money line, who's winning this game, I am going Chargers all the way. I actually think they blow the Dolphins out in this game. And the Mike McDaniel clock really starts after this one. Let's go.
Yeah, no, the Mike McDaniel thing is going to be over. But just quick fact with Darren Waller, I actually picked him up in the fantasy league before the season started. Had to cut him because he wasn't playing. But then I did pick him up, but I didn't play him last week like a fool.
Play him this week, because I mean, Tua needs somewhere to go with the ball. Jalen Waddle, he had a pretty good game. I expect that, because the numbers are going to have to go somewhere. Jalen Waddle's going to have to be the number one. but I don't think Malik Washington's a number 2. So I think Waller is going to end up being that number 2. So yeah, I would play Waller this week. AFC North, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, the 1-4 Browns. The biggest story in this game, because I think the Steelers are going to win big. I think most people are going to think that. The biggest story is how long does Dylan Gabriel hold onto the job? Because he's not Jaden Daniels, he's not Jackson Dart. We don't really expect rookie quarterbacks to really come in and just kill it and manage games. We kind of expect them to struggle. So I don't think he's one of those kind of rookie quarterbacks that's going to come in and be able to right the ship unless Stefanski decides that he want to stick with him no matter what. But this could be the game, and you said it earlier, TJ Watt may be the reason that Shedeur Sanders gets his shot. Steelers win big in this one.
Yeah, I don't have to go through much detail, but I don't think Dylan isn't the long term. Dylan, to me, has always been a backup quarterback at this level, as my great scouting ability would always, come through watching him pretty much his entire college career. But the Steelers defense is actually pretty good. And Aaron Rodgers is going to do what he has to do to win the game.
All right, moving on. Drake May and the New England Patriots proved a lot last week, beating Buffalo, I think. They've traveled to New Orleans. They face the Saints. I think Patriots win big in this one. Drake May is a legitimate guy. And then this is another franchise in the AFC East that I got to be jealous of because the Patriots found another quarterback, which is insane. It is insane.
I feel like it's the only franchise in the AFC East we have to be jealous of because they're the only franchise who actually does something.
I mean, you got to be jealous of Buffalo.
Nope.
They have Josh Allen.
Boy, I love losing Super Bowls.
I'd love going to one.
I would like going too, but if I went to a lot and lost, that would feel worse.
John foreshadowed this early, and this is the first game. Wow. Terrible way to start your witching hour. Tennessee Titans, Vegas Raiders, the most unwatchable game in week 6. I would love to see what the ratings for this game is going to be like. I don't even know who to pick in this one. Push. Can we just go push? So this is a game, if you're putting a parlay together, I'm going with props with this one because I have no idea where to go with this. So if I'm going to say, you know what? Geno Smith is going to throw for 2 touchdowns. So if that over is set for 1.5, I would take the over, Geno Smith throwing for 2. And maybe Ashton Genty having a big game in this one. I just talked myself into the Raiders.
I feel that the way that the Titans won last week, they're going to show us they could win a game regularly in good old fashioned regulation and I think they win by 10 points.
Did you not see what Cam Ward said the week before when he talked about what his team is? If this was a podcast format, he'd say it. Yeah, trash. He said, right? We trash.
They were trash, yes. But you know what the thing is? I kind of enjoy seeing and hearing someone talk like that because everyone wants to be all proper except Tua now. But he's just telling it as it is. This is the young generation just saying, yeah, we're not that good.
I guarantee you let the Dolphins lose this game. I am rushing to the Tua press conference because I cannot wait to hear whatever he's going to say. He'll probably say the same thing Cam Ward say. All right, this next game has an opportunity to be another shootout because that is the only way Baker Mayfield loves to play. Baker Mayfield hates easy wins, and if it looks like the Buccaneers are going to have an easy win, he'll commit all the turnovers necessary to make the game close. But the Buccaneers host Mac Jones and the 49ers, if Mac Jones is playing. I'm not sure if Brock Purdy's back or not. Let me look that up. But 49ers, Bucks, who do we got?
I don't know how you keep my take is always you can't lose your job to injury. I understand that, but you have to be able to put the person who's winning games though. This is a business.
Yeah,
this ain't college.
Yeah, people say that, and that's a cliche, but I do not think that that's true. I think people lose their job to injury all the time because when that person comes in and they are Tom Brady has changed all the rules in that you can't lose your job to injury thing. Like that is out the door.
I agree, but I don't know.
Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's out. So Purdy's out and Mac Jones is questionable, but I am 100% certain that Mac Jones is going to play. But we do have to, you do have to watch the lines, just double check it on Sunday morning, maybe throughout Sunday afternoon, because there's a lot of time, but just in case Mac Jones is downgraded. But right now, Purdy officially out. It's going to be the Mac Jones show again. And I think, so turf toe, what Brock Purdy has the ability to linger. So that could be around.
Whenever I think of turf toe, I think of OJ McDuffie.
Yeah. And
he had that for his entire career.
I feel like that's how our generation kind of learned because that's the first turf toe memory I have. And I was wondering, why is he out so long with this? So this Brock Purdy has a chance to be out for a while. If Mac Jones wins this game, then yeah, those murmurs turn up a notch and it gets a little louder. People wondering if this guy could really get us all the way. But I don't think he does. I think the Buccaneers win this one at home. I think Baker Mayfield has another one of those insane performances. And I'm not sure when Mike Evans comes back, but the Buccaneers have enough talent on the outside where they may not even need him.
Baker doesn't care who he throws to as long as he's throwing the ball and they have a chance. So I do think that, especially with how last week's momentum's a serious thing, I think that the Buccaneers win this game.
Let's go Packers and Bengals. Packers at home. I think Jordan Love gets right here. I think this is a big win for the Packers. Are they throwing Joe Flacco in the fire right away? What's gonna happen with the Bengals?
You don't trade for him and not play him immediately.
There's a chance Joe Flacco could just have 5 picks in this game. I think the Packers.
And there's also a chance he could have 5 touchdowns this game.
How do you think Jamar Chase and T Higgins are celebrating or pissed off?
Celebrating, because whoever was throwing in the ball before couldn't throw.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: Micah Parsons. I think him and the rest of the defense knows, if we knock Joe Flacco out of this game and they got to go back to Jake Browning is terrible. So I think I think the point here may be for the Packers to get that done, but I'm taking the Packers to win this one at home. And our Sunday night game, tough one for Kansas City. The Chiefs are hosting the Detroit Lions. Chiefs desperately need a bounce back game. They cannot go to 2-4. 2-4
the greatest interim coach in Miami Dolphins history, Dan Campbell's going to win.
Why we didn't keep him? I think the Chiefs win this game. I think the way they lost, they really had that Jaguars game won. I don't understand how nobody on that front four got to Trevor Lawrence tripping down twice. That should have been a game they had. They should have been coming into this game at 3-2. But they just based solely on the fact that this is I think the Lions should win. This is me trusting Patrick Mahomes more than anything else, knowing that this is a must-win game for him. I'm going Chiefs.
No, I'm going to go with the Lions. I just, like I said, Dan Campbell, I just think the Lions have so much to prove this year. And this is one of their, hurdles they have to get. Kansas City, they just have to beat them to show that they're real contenders.
Monday night doubleheader. First up, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills against the Atlanta Falcons. Tough to place all of your faith in the Bills after watching the Patriots win at home. This Falcons team has a lot of weapons. I think the Bills are upset twice in a row. I kind of like the Falcons in this one.
Shocker, left-handed quarterback. But no, I don't see Josh Allen. He's on my fantasy team. He needs to put up numbers. He's been really disappointing. This is the reason why I didn't want to play fantasy this year, because all of a sudden you're not looking at it objectively sometimes. But he's just been such a to me, he's been the biggest disappointment of the season of all quarterbacks, if you think about it, because he's not playing at the level that everyone expects him to play. But this is going to be a rebound game for him. And also, why do they have 2 Monday night games?
Because the NFL is determined to make as much money as possible. Football is king sport. People need more things to bet on. That's why. So if in terms of props, I like both of the running backs in this game. James Cook is usually very reliable, but so is Bijan Robinson. So it could be a game dominated by both of those guys. I'm looking for them to really be the focal point of both offenses, because even when Josh Allen is cooking, James Cook is so good in the passing game that he's still a factor in it. And same with Bijan Robinson on the other side. So it could be a milestone game for them. Last game on the slate. This is the game to determine who was the best quarterback in this draft. Caleb Williams and the Bears against Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. And I did not expect Jaden Daniels to come back so soon and to come back and be effective wearing that big brace, but he was, and he led them to a dominant win over the Chargers last week. So got to assume the Commanders are back to normal, and I think they win at home, whether Terry McLaurin's back or not. I'm taking Washington in this one.
Yeah, I just think Daniels has proven, and it's crazy. He's only been played one season, but he's proven that he's an elite quarterback, and he is the difference maker when it comes to winning games. And Caleb Williams, as much as people want him to be great, I don't think that the Bears are deep enough to be able to compete with, I was just about to call them the old name, the Commanders.
That's all right. That's still a tough one to get through. Remember to place, whether you listen to us or you fade us, remember to place all of your bets on Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. That's where we get it done. That's where we win. That's where everybody wins, and you can too. John, what did we learn today?
We learned that the Ravens and the Dolphins are pretty much the same team. It's like that Spider-Man meme. They're all pointing at each other. And football is king.
What I learned today is that the VJ Edgecombe for Rookie of the Year train is starting to pick up steam, and we do welcome all people on board the bandwagon. But this is not an exclusive club. As many people that want to join us, y'all are free to join in. That'll do it for this.
Yeah, that's an anytime join.
Yeah. If the bandwagon's wide open. Feel free from now until the end of the NBA season. That'll do it for this episode of The Accredited. For John calling all the way in from Chile. We have no idea where Cardo is. I assume he'll be back at some point. Whenever he is, we'll be here. See y'all next week.